Okay guys, we are back with the analysis of top 5 most active stocks on Nifty 50 by volume. Uh, the suspects are usual. It's Tata Steel, ONGC, NTPC, Tata Motors, ICICI Bank. These 5 charts have been, trading a lot over the last few days, last few sessions of stock markets. Let's start with Tata Steel first. The wonderful thing that has happened uh, with my software is that all the old trend lines that I had drawn have literally disappeared, which is good for me. I want to start afresh. I want to start anew so that I do not miss out on anything. Good. So this is a monthly chart for Tata Steel. There's a small trend line forming here. I'll draw it. This might come in handy for the future, not right now. And there's also a resistance that is formed here, right? Let's draw it for now so that we don't miss out on it when we arrive in the future, right? So here it goes, but far away from the current price, which is 104.10. Let's go to the weekly frame and see what's going on. Now, so on a weekly frame, there's a small trend forming here. I see a reverse Dow forming, a reverse Dow, which is uh, starting from here, goes here, this one. So okay, now how does the reverse Dow works? It's an inverted W or an M with the the ending, the second peak of M is on a lower side from the first peak. Now if this crosses this one, crosses this the middle vertex, then we can go short in this. We can definitely go short, and our target would be somewhere here on this line, the resistance line that we had drawn earlier. This would be uh, our target if it were if it were to happen, if it was to cross this vertex line from here, from this vortex, right? So definitely, which is a weekly chart, going short on a weekly chart is a bit difficult. So I'll just hold on to this thought for now, right? And go for the daily chart. On a daily chart, it's more of a consolidation rather than anything else. There was a this trend was forming here. This trend was forming here. If it's a short-term trend or long-term trend, only time can tell. But it was a trend forming here. Yeah. And if you ask me, it is just from this peak. So the retest has just been completed. The retest has just been completed from this resistance line. I'll draw that one also so that everybody's aligned to this line. Yeah. So the retest has just been completed. Now if this falls back, if this goes back, it will bounce back, and the next target would be at this point, 110. The next target would be at 110, and the second target would be from this peak, and that would be 113. So if this bounces back tomorrow, you can take an entry, closing 110 as the first target and 113 as the second target. Alright, let's move on. Let's go to the hourly chart if we have anything to spot there. Alright, this is a head and shoulder pattern. Head and shoulder pattern says that this will come down in this direction, in the downwards direction. Let's see how this plays out. Why am I moving this? I'm sorry. It was here. It should have been here or here somewhere in this line. Now if this comes down, right, this support line will become the next target. It's on an hourly chart, so short-term traders can definitely look in on this. On a 15-minute chart, I don't think so. I don't think anything different, but just this to consider that this line has already been crossed and the downward movement will continue. Right, let's go on to ONGC. Wow, upward, 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 upward. In any case, we'll start from the monthly chart. I'm rushing it a bit because I have to keep this video less than 10 minutes. Can't go over it. Let's see if we can record this. See, a very good Dow was formed here. A very good Dow. We'll cover as many stocks as possible. 1, First line of the Dow. Second line is the vortex. The third line, it was supposed to go till here. Yeah, but it did cross a little upwards. Uh, Lucky people could have definitely, thought about this, but yeah, I guess you have to be more vigilant. Just pretty predictable, pretty easy to spot, had we been on the case earlier, but let it go. I think I've talked about earlier also. Alright, so this is a similar pattern, this downward pattern that we are seeing at all the charts, but let's go to the weekly chart and see if there is something for us. There's a Dow forming, there's a Dow already formed here. I don't know if it has begun from here or it has begun from here, quite difficult to say, but for the timing I'll presume it has begun from here. It has gone till here, here, there's a second vortex and it's just crossed the peak. It will go till this one. This should be a first target. Alright, there's a Dow forming. This should be the target if anybody is interested in entering. So ONGC will bring us the next target for ONGC should be 157.44 or 157 to be on the safer side. Alright, let's go on a daily chart and see what's going on. The daily chart makes it pretty clear, and even if you have to draw on a trend line, I'll draw just a trend line to prove my point here. The trend begins from here and goes till here. No testing, nothing. Right. So, but the surprising thing is that today it fell down, capped down opening. Most likely a black swan event. Now, if it is nothing else, you can watch for a day or two to see the price stabilize and go up because it's a daily chart. We have the time to wait for a proper trade. For an hourly chart, if I see how did it act today, it was going up. Yeah, it will try to cover up this gap. So you have another chance to enter. There's a high chance that it will definitely go till 140. It has to cover this gap. The space cannot be left undone. So if you enter at 136, you can expect it to go till 140 short-term trade. But then if it re-enters this market, this phase, it will complete the Dow. Alright, let's go to the NTPC third chart. Let's start with the I'm tempted on an hourly chart. I can see a pattern here. This is where it has crossed. It's coming down, so it's falling short. It's if anybody is interested and can short this, still can enter now. Your first target should be at 161 and your next target should be at 155. So we already have two entries if we want on an hourly chart. It should be a quick movement, not much time to be taken. These in between you can have some support, but I don't expect it to hold. Let's go to the monthly chart first before we get distracted further. See how short these lines become, how relevant they look. So this was also a Dow forming here, but let's not look at it right now. I had to rush a bit. So this is the line that was getting formed. Oh, this is even more interesting. See, I'll tell you why this is interesting. What is happening here? What is expected to happen? You see this trend line? This trend line is rising up and up and up. We are predicting that this downward movement will end here. It will end here on our hourly chart. But I think this downward movement will end till here on this very line. This is the beauty of trend lines. This trend line will hold true, and there's a high chance, highly likely, that this one will come down till this trend line before rising up again. Very interesting. This will be very interesting to watch over the next few days. Let's go to a weekly chart. See, it's true. Even on a weekly chart, it's the same thing is true. It will come down to here. Another thing that has just hit me, I could have drawn a channel here. I could have also drawn a channel here, right? This movement is happening within a channel. Let's go to a daily chart. All right, this happened on a short-term trend. It's coming down. It is definitely coming down. We are onto something. We are onto something. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm already over 10 minutes. Tata Motors. This is on a daily chart. This one's forming a trend here. Holding on. There's a trend being formed. There's some support getting involved here. Some support is coming. There's a wedge getting formed. This is a wedge. Let's see. It will trade in between this before hitting it somewhere. Before hitting somewhere somewhere upside towards the upper side and going up again. So if you were to ask me, here, somewhere, and flying off like this. This is how it will behave. But we'll watch. We'll wait and watch. And the last one was ICICI Bank. Okay, ICICI Bank. The primary trend is towards upper side. This went up, had some consolidation. Let me just rub some salt into the wounds. If we had followed this carefully, here was I think I'm talking about it for the second time. I had talked about this in an early video also. We would have risen up. This would have been our first target, which was crossed, and this would have been a second target, which was again crossed. In any case, I'll delete these because these are not of use right now. Now, on an upward trend, there's a little bit of consolidation happening, but I don't expect any particular movement right now. Just wait. There's a small Dow that was formed here, right? So 2, 3, and 4. Wow, so exact. We missed this one, but in any case, I'll leave the analysis of the top 5 volume movers right here. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much for seeing this video.